So funding is a very sensible theme.
We're totally depending on funding, yes, absolutely.
4 co-producers all just said no. And so now we're having to completely rethink the project and do it very small. And we're starting in September and we don't know if we get any money for it.
I don't let my ideas die because somebody else's don't approve of them.
If the project has to be happen, it will happen, because I truly believe it is not matter of the capital, but matter of nature.
It can be very frustrating. Because I have been trying to apply for funding many times, and you get so many declines, and every time you start to doubt yourself. And it's something that I feel a bit like a little, how do you say, the mankel, and it's like falling, and it has to stand up again, and falling again, and stand up again. And at some point it's like, why am I standing up again anymore? But it's because I need to create. So you try again and try again, and you also realize that you have to be part of a certain system. I was tempted to think, nobody wants to support me. But in the end, it's all about also understanding how, from their side, how does it work? They have to decide for something. So how do they decide?
I mean, we need to store our sets, so we need to rent places for that. We have an office, we have people working there doing the financial management, the bookkeeping, the touring, logistics, blah, 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 blah. And through this funding, we're able to pay these people. And of course, through touring, we're also putting money that we earn through touring into that pot. And yeah, it's like an overall budget where the subsidies go in, the touring money goes in, and we try to pay the bills from all of that.
How do we get funding? So we write an idea. We try and write an idea within 2 or 3 pieces of paper into a dossier. We reach out to people who have produced our work before or where we've been on tour, and we say, here's a new project we're making next year. Do you want to be involved? We're still looking for 5 or 10 or 15% of the money. Do you want to be involved?
It's a very strange situation to apply for money, because basically you ask people to give you something so that you can give something back, and you are yourself very sure that I don't know what I'm going to give yet. I have this idea, but I know that the process that I'm going to do will shape that idea. So to me, applying for money in this is also trying to be honest about how am I actually working, how am I approaching. I have this idea, I think I need to do it like this.
For me, funding is a complete paradox, because it starts to get into my head, and I start with the concept first, because I need to write something down as a performer, which is not at all in my nature. I'm moving, that's what I do, that's why I don't use words to explain. And now I have to sit there and write down what my concept is in order to be able to do what I do. And this for me is a big paradox, and I'm trying to also understand it from their side. And of course you have to understand that they have a certain money that they give, and they need to value it. The problem for me is that the valuation starts with the intellect, and they start to value it by the intellect of the piece and not through the emotion. So the emotion is getting completely cut, and that for me is hard. And so the conclusion would be to start just to do it, and then people can see it, and then you either get funded or not.
Well, I don't have a formula of how to get fundings, but I know what I do is that I very often use that process of getting funding to also kind of test my own ideas. Is there anything in these ideas? I use the process of trying to pitch and explain to people what I'm doing, as a kind of a check. If I can explain it, okay, but then I think it's worth money, and then I can ask for money to do it, and then I can also say to people why it's worth giving money too.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm be careful to talk about this, the relation between capital and the dance, like art performance, because art need the money, art need to be supported. We need the money concretely, but I think the realization of the performance is beyond than control of the society or control of the capital, control of the system. So if it has to happen, it will happen. May not tomorrow, but one point it will realize it. Because the realization of the performance is dealt in different level. And I truly believe that.
Of course, there is a lot of projects you don't get money for. I don't know if you get disappointed. No, I don't really. Like, I say, okay, fuck you. Your problem. I'm gonna do it somehow anyway, yeah?